Hi, welcome back to another episode of What Teachers Have to Say. I'm Jake, also known as Mr. Car on the Web.
And I'm Nathan, also known as 90s Mail.
We've got a fun one today. In keeping with our little line we're doing of forms of mentorship, maybe you heard our previous episode about Naruto. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh, man, I love that conversation.
I have to say, you really edited it well, too.
Oh, thank you.
Well done. Nice. But today, we're hitting something really close to my heart. We're talking Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Lasso fans are like rabid.
Kind of.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know, every conversation I get drawn into about this show, it's like immediately gets to the heart of whatever that person is. There's something about it that just like cuts through and gets at these like essential things that we need tools in our toolkit as educators, actually, like to build connection. This show is all about connection.
It's all about connection. It's all about, I heard the term relentless positivity.
Oh, jeez.
I love that.
It's so
It's like
true,
guerrilla
though.
positivity, like at all costs.
Punishing positivity.
But yeah, and we have a guest.
We have a guest.
Yeah, Kim Voge is going to be with us today, member of the EduProtocols team, the author of Deploying EduProtocols. Fantastic.
Kim is amazing.
Kim is fantastic. She's even better, but like in person.
She is awesome.
She's
in person.
so much
You
fun.
Definitely have to say hey to Kim if you ever see her at a conference,
Especially
or
like
anything.
after 10 o'clock, right? Like,
Yeah, Kim's a lot of fun. Yeah.
love her. All right, off we go.
Well, hello, everybody. My name's Kim Voge, and I'm coming to you from Southern California. And I am enjoying the beginnings of summer after getting through my, getting ready to begin my 29th year in education. So I'm super excited to be here. I have been a classroom teacher, an instructional coach, a teacher on special assignment, a coordinator of professional development and virtual learning, started a virtual learning school. Other duties as assigned has always kind of followed the job that I do. And so I'm super happy to be here. Oh, and I'm an author of a book.
I was going to say a mom and an author.
A mom and an author.
Right.
So, and a dog mom. So
I'm a very successful author. May I throw that in?
Oh,
there?
yes. Need to
I remember.
amp up the adjectives. Yes.
I mean, come on. The fact that, so when we were in Palm Springs at Spring Q, her book dropped and it was #1 in 6 categories on Amazon.
It was that those categories are super amazing and very specific as to where you end up in the #1 category for 5 minutes. But hey,
Take the win.
I will take it.
Take the win.
Take the win.
Take the win.
That's like, we have exciting news. I got an email today. I can't cite it. I don't remember the name of it, but we have been listed as the number 12 of the top 60 educational podcasts.
Right on. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So I'll take it. I don't know how much viewership that website has, but
I'm not sure.
I'll take
Hey,
it.
you make my commute good. So I enjoy listening on my commute. So we
Aw.
love you.
That's sweet.
Even when we make you cry,
Yes, I
but not
I
during
carry
Naruto.
tissue for that, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
We try not to cry too much. And you know what? It's summertime, so cry time is over.
Cry
right?
time's over. Only if you fall off the paddleboard too many times.
This
Well, we have a really fun topic today. That's why we had you come in, because I know you're a Ted Lasso addict, fan,
Yes.
fangirl, stan. What are you? You're just
I think I came late to the party of Ted Lasso, but my 25-year-old son and I watched all 3 seasons in the matter of a couple of weeks because we were just enjoying so much of it. And it was kind of like I was watching the program for me, for enjoyment, and my son and I like had our bonding moments. It was so fun. But then I also watched it for like how to apply this to what I enjoy doing in my daily life as far as being an educator. And it's much like how I read Brene Brown's Atlas of the Heart book. I don't know if you're familiar, but major implications for the teaching profession and what we do and how we look at life and situations. And so it's always fun when something that, you know, I'm not sure of the intentions of this program, but the outcomes of the show really touched a lot of hearts. And I've seen a few interviews with Jason Sudeikis, and I think that was partly the intent of the show. And I know it was born from a bit. I'm not sure on which comedy show it was. I think it was, or a commercial or something. But
Yeah, on ESPN.
oh, okay, on ESPN. So,
Oh.
but I love when there can be that feel good entertainment value and life lesson kind of thing from there. Very quotable and appropriately.
Yeah, and in inappropriate circles.
True.
I love this show so much, and like you said, it's so hard. You can't watch the show without applying it somewhere in your own life. It's so thought provoking. It's also so different, right? Like it's relentless positivity.
Yes.
It's not comedy based on someone else's pain. When someone is hurting in the show, you hurt with them. It's very empathetic.
100%.
I love it.
I
love
want to
it.
watch it again with like my little journal in my hand so I can write down the things and like almost kind of to EduProtocol it, like frare it for different purposes or thick slide it. I don't know. There's so many I could choose of our EduProtocol lesson frames, but yeah, I need to watch it again to have some, just to like cement those takeaways.
Yeah, and I just have a special message for Jason Sudeikis because I know he's listening.
Yeah.
And Brett, hey, buddy, it's
What's
good
up?
to hear you. Well done. And also, the craft of writing is so high.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell on myself a little bit. I don't watch a ton of TV, but when I find something, I dive all in. So I came to the Ted Lasso bandwagon like right maybe 3 weeks before season 2 dropped. And so I watched the whole thing. I told my wife about it. And then we laid in bed and watched the whole thing again. And then as soon as the season started, I did this with Harry Potter too. Every week I would watch every episode leading up to the new new episode. I did it for the entire season. What that yielded me, number one, was a lot of couch time. It was, quarantine and COVID and all that stuff was going on.
Yep, absolutely.
But dude, the craft of this show, the things that loop in and out and weave the storyline through all 3 seasons is astounding.
Absolutely. Like the little
It's so
Easter
good.
eggs that you don't realize is an Easter egg until 5 episodes later.
Many.
Yeah.
So many things. Well, we have a purpose today. I could sit and chat with you forever. We get to, right?
Yes.
We're going to be hanging out in Indiana at the University of Notre Dame. We're going to be teaching the academy there for
That is
EduProtocols.
so cool. I'm so
And then
jelly.
a couple of weeks later in Laguna Beach. So there's a lot of good stuff
There
coming up
is.
for that.
July is looking good.
July's looking great. And then I have to say we start like August 2nd or something.
Oh,
We start the first
sorry.
week of August. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah. We hit the ground running in August.
We don't have
here.
students until like the 16th.
Okay.
Yeah.
After that. But we're here because we started talking about models of mentorship. And so if listeners are following along, we talked about Naruto.
Which I
Which
was
was
the
so much
content
fun.
expert on. And
Yeah.
you two are definitely going to be the content experts today. Because I've seen like season 1 and it was a while ago. And I think I started season 2, but didn't commit. So
Well, you had a lot of
I'm
Naruto to watch.
I'm the stand-in for those of you that have not seen all of Ted Lasso or seen little pieces of it, and yeah.
And as a
Teach me.
disclaimer, just like with our Naruto, there could be some spoilers, but we're going to kind of try to hem around them. But if that's somebody that like you really get bent over spoilers, maybe go watch that and come back to listen to us later.
Right. Yeah. Before we started this, Jake was saying that most of what we're going to talk about is from season 1.
Yeah, it's season
Or
1
what
with
he
like
was,
echoes
like,
that go to
stoked
2 and
on.
3.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then who knows? Like, when we add Kim to the mix, we never know where
You
we're
never know what's
I know
gonna
what's going to happen.
gonna be said. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'll do my best.
Yeah. Well, so mentorship models, I think they're really clear. And I love, like Kim mentioned, there's so many quotable moments in here. And I kind of outlined a couple. I wanted to start with the belief in potential. So one of the things that is exhibited not just by Ted Lasso, but by Coach Beard, by a bunch of people that we like. The people we don't like in the show don't exhibit this, which is really cool. But so belief in potential. And I was thinking about his interactions with Roy Kent, who is my very favorite.
So I love Roy. Roy is definitely like the character I resonated with too.
We all were a little bit Roy at some point in our life.
Yeah, I like to say that Roy Kent is my inner dark Care Bear. And so I love that he's like the gruff, so you may not know that he was taken, like he got professional really early in his life.
Right. I remember that part.
He grew up in a locker room around kind of being left by his family, really gruff. And I love that Ted sees that potential, right?
Oh,
so he was like the star dude, and now he's getting older and his knees are giving out, but he sees that he's not losing his potential. He's actually increasing in potential. Which is really important.
I think that's like, it really runs contrary to sports as well, because it's just like, oh, and it's a miracle that he's walking onto the field. He's 35 years old, is ancient, that he can still do the thing. It's like, so I almost feel like that's an important part of that character, where everybody thinks that he's over, that it's done.
They're ready to put him out to pasture when in reality, his training is ending.
Right.
And his career is starting.
Right.
Which is really fun. But I love in the very first episode, they see him and they're like, wow, if he thinks he's mad now, wait until we win him over. Right. And then further along in the season, they say, like, if we're going to make an impact here, the first domino that has to fall is inside that man's heart. And it shows that planning that like Coach Lasso and Beard saw it well before it was a thing.
Right. And so that's what you're talking about with the writing. Like all of these connections are planned.
They're all there, and then just on the mentorship side, how often are we brought in to coach someone, to help them, to do some form of mentorship? And we might not see that potential in the beginning, right? Like I can think of people that I've had struggles with, and I've had to remind myself, like, oh no, like now I'm going to be like, what would Ted Lasso do?
Yeah, channeling the Ted energy.
Channeling the Ted energy.
Well, and I think it's also important to realize that no matter where you are in your career, like I'm starting year 29, and I need a mentor. Multiple mentors. You need someone to kind of help tell you things straightforward. And this is not going to be the job for your best friend or someone who's not in your same. I love my sister, but she's not an educator, and she doesn't understand. She'll still say to me, you have summers off. I'm like, you need to stop that right now. No. La la la. But everyone needs that mentor. I think no matter where you are, and then your career can start taking different shapes, or not necessarily your career, your role can take on different shapes and forms as you learn these things about yourself and you see other people model this. And, when you learn through something being modeled for you and you get to kind of take a stab at it, then you get to become that person for someone else. So John Carippo, who we all love dearly, he has been my mentor the past, about 5 years since I started following him because of his book. And he said, reach out if you ever need any help. And I'm like, I'm one of those people. So I did. And
if you ever see John, he will, and if you have a book, an EduProtocol book, the first time I ever met him, he signed it and it was like lifetime support.
Free lifetime
tech support. And it's crazy that he's not lying.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's so fast at getting back to you too.
Yeah. Well, then through him like mentoring me, I've improved on my skills of helping out other teachers newer to the profession, or teachers who like me are older in the profession, not old people, older in the profession, like been in the profession a long time. Just want to be clear. I'm not saying they're old. And like looking at a different way to do things. Like we've done this same worksheet, this same packet, this same activity the same way, and it's never yielded those really great results. So maybe we ought to change up how we do it, and trying to get people to see that there could be more than one way to do something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say that I love also, you and I are very like anti-worksheet,
Yeah.
right? There are good worksheets
Yes.
out there. There are. They have a time and a place, but they're not the 100-page big frickin' packet, right? We're trying to move away from that. But I love that and I know you do this, when you mentor somebody, you don't shame them for where they've been.
Right.
Right? You love them into a new way. You show them what they could be. And I think that empathy is another really great model in the series, right? Ted Lasso is always showing empathy. He's trying to understand. Well, there's that famous quote that they say really isn't Walt Whitman. I don't know. What is it, Kim? It's don't be curious, not judgmental.
Yes.
Right.
Be curious, not judgmental, that understanding. And it makes me think of like Rebecca, right? So Rebecca, the owner of the soccer team,
Yeah,
she
totally.
hires, this is a spoiler alert if you haven't started it, but guess what? It's been years.
Right.
So Rebecca hires Ted Lasso to come to the UK to teach a soccer team with zero experience because she wants to burn it to the ground.
Right.
It was her husband's soccer team. It was the only thing he loved. And in the divorce, she got it, and she wanted to destroy the thing that he loved the most.
Right.
So
this is the premise for the whole show.
Premise for the beginning of the show.
It's like the movie Major League way back when, if you've ever seen the movie Major League baseball movie. That's the premise of that movie too.
Right.
To not win.
And I was so worried watching it the first time. I'm like, oh my gosh, how are they ever going to get past this? This deception, this whatever. And I love that after building relationship, after seeing potential, after, all of this empathy, Rebecca comes to him and she's like, this is what I did.
Whoa.
Right?
Okay.
I took you to another continent under deception, and I've tried only to completely screw you over the entire season.
Right.
But I love that he doesn't punish her. He doesn't say like, wow, you hateful person, none of that. He takes a minute and then he says, Rebecca, I forgive you. And then she wants to like explain, and he's like, no, like I forgave you. Like, we're done.
It's done.
Let's move on. Right? That ability to understand, I think, is so important.
Lead with empathy.
Yeah.
Leading with empathy for sure.
Right? And the way that it can shift too, like it makes me think of the little army guys. Ted Lasso hands out these cute little token. Sometimes you need an actual physical token to remember something. I use it. And so he hands these out, and I still cry like every single time Jamie opens the package and sees the little army guy. He's been so bad. He's treated everyone so poorly.
Right. Jamie Tart.
Jamie Tart.
Jamie Tart.
Like
right.
the lead of the league.
The like young dude who's just super talented.
Person just treats everyone so poorly.
Right.
But Ted sees belief in potential, empathy, and understanding. And he gives it to him. But then on the other flip side, Kim, this just dawned on me today. I'd love your take on it. So he's handing out these little army guys to people, a couple, not a lot of them. And he gives one to Sam Obisanya, who's a Nigerian player. And when he hands it to him, Sam's like, oh, thank you, but no, thank you. I don't have the same love of the American military complex that you do. Right? Like, of course he doesn't, because colonialism was awful.
Yeah.
For Nigeria. And instead of being like, oh no, that's not what it's about. Like, it's about the symbol. No, he was like, oh yeah, sorry, man. I'm really sorry that I did that.
Like that the meaning, what the meaning is to them is what's important. Yeah. Not this like selfish. Because I think there is a certain kind of selfishness if you want to try to do something for someone, but it doesn't land right. And then you're upset. Like,
yeah,
that's not what it's about, right? It's supposed to be opening connection, not closing that door. So yeah, that is a pretty powerful moment.
It's a powerful one.
I feel like with students, that happens a lot. Because it's just like you're never sure what's going to land right, and sometimes things land very wrong. I have my teacher persona for sure, but it's pretty thin There's a pretty thin separation between who I actually am as a person and who I am as a teacher. And I know it's, it's sketchy at times to teach that way, but it's also, I think, the only way I can do it. And it's also what opens up connection, the more authentic I am. But, sometimes when you're like, maybe you're trying to compliment a student or you're trying to offer them a reflection of some kind, but it does not land right for them. And it hurts them. Like it's not worth it to be like, no. Oh yeah. Well, no, you didn't understand. Just be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's not, yeah.
This is not what I intended.
What do you think, Kim?
I was just thinking, I taught my nephews during the first year we were online. So they were my students. And, like, I love teaching. I love learning. I put my heart and soul into everything I do. So I'm thinking like I'm kicking ass. Like I am doing a great job because I've got like 60 kids in a Zoom and we're doing it, right? I'm reaching people. And so I'd see them like away from school when I was just Auntie Kim and not teacher Mrs. Voge Kim. And I'm like, hey guys, how was that lesson? Like, did you enjoy that? Like we did something with The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe and it was like totally awesome. They're like, that's all right. And I'm like, what? And I had to like go back, and my sister and I talked about this multiple times. Like, they don't enjoy school. They've not found their niche. They've not had that teacher reach them yet. And it's not going to be me because I'm Auntie Kim, and that's cool.
Yeah.
So like, kind of like, don't ask the questions you don't want if you don't want the honest answer. Like, they're going to be honest, and they were not being hurtful. They were not being rude or mean. That was their perception. Like, it wasn't fun because nothing about even in classroom learning is fun, and online classroom learning is not fun. So yeah, Auntie Kim, no. Yeah. So then I learned I just don't ask that question because, which is cool. Because, you're going to find those outliers. They were my outliers. They didn't like a thing. Now, even if they liked it, they're going to be never the kid who's going to admit that they liked it, though.
No way.
So that's cool. Not a problem.
Right.
And I didn't let it impact me, and I wasn't like crying over it. I just knew, okay, it's not going to work for them. So I'm going to keep trying other things. And someday something will work, and if not, okay. Yeah. But it was working for a lot of other kids. So that was fine. That's what it takes.
Right.
Well, and I would say this is an earmark of you, having known you for a couple of years. You are very growth mindset.
Absolutely.
Like throw that keyword in there, right? But like, I mean, you have made so many like shifts and changes in your career, and you're always developing and you're always finding a mentor.
Yeah, you have to. I'll throw this in here. Like, I grew up with the idea that good enough isn't. That was like, if you answered my dad like, well, it's good enough, he'd be like, what? This is also the man, our mantra was proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. So like when people know that is how I was raised, they're like, oh, now we understand you, Kim.
Now it makes sense.
When you'd say when I'd say, oh, it's good enough, like there is like good enough isn't. And that's definitely my dad's mindset. And I love that Ted Lasso, one of the quotes is, don't you dare settle for fine. Because that's like, when I ask my husband, like, how do I look when we're getting ready to go out? And he says, fine. I'm like, that's a 4-letter F word. I don't want to be fine. I want to be like spectacular or fantastic, or you need to go try a different outfit. Like something, give me something, but I don't want to be just fine. I want to be like excellent in what I do. And so I think that's where you do have to make those changes in your teaching, in your career, what you do, what you accept from people. Now, sometimes there are things that like just need to get done, and that's okay. Yeah. But like, if we're doing something and I want it to be done well, like I'm not going to sleep until it's done well, because that's the level of expectation I have for myself. So I do like that. And I think that, like Rebecca and Keely, to bring it back to the show, Rebecca and Keely kind of have that friendship or relationship.
Right. That's like the younger, that's Jamie Tartt's girlfriend.
Yes.
And then the owner of the soccer team.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Keely, the girlfriend, and so much more.
And so much more.
Right.
So, she and Rebecca, is like this seems like this super confident person, but then we learn more about what's in for her. And I came to respect her. At first, I kind of didn't like her at all. And then I'm like, I want to be like Rebecca, So she really, everyone had their change over the course of the 3 seasons. And I appreciate her change and how she grew as a person. But I'm not going to settle for fine. I'm going to go and seek the thing that works and the thing that fits me best, where I can grow. And I think that professionally, I've finally done that. It took me a little while, these past 5 years or so, to get where I feel like I'm going to be able to be myself, be my true self. And I think that's really important.
Totally. Because I feel like in education, you have to have so much clout to actually just be yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, it's something I've just kind of ignored. And I think in ignoring that, fallen into the right place where I'm just like, I don't care. Like this is who I am and this is how I have to be. And so I'm going to move forward that way. And if that isn't going to work here, then this isn't the right place for me. This isn't going to be good.
Well, and education
for me or for anyone else.
Well, education's tricky to do that though, because what if you stay in your teaching career in a district, for example, for 10, 15 years, and then you go to another district, you lose a lot of pay.
Yeah. Totally.
I took a $10,000 pay cut by moving districts. And the first move I made, and that hurt, but the hurt of the financial wasn't as bad as the hurt of why I needed to leave. And that's fine. And that's all good. But it's not easy in education to leave if you're the principal breadwinner of your family and whatnot. Yeah. And also, and I don't know, this could be a male-female thing. I don't know, but women have a much harder time being able to have that kind of feeling of like, if you're overly confident as a woman, the words used for you are intimidating. And I've experienced this. Now, I would never think that I'm an intimidating person, especially like I cried every day after 1st through 8th grade. I was so made fun of. I was so bullied. I would never think of myself. Like I scoff when people say that they find me intimidating. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like the nicest person that will give you whatever you need to be successful. Now, if you mean intimidating because I know a lot about X, Y, and Z when it comes to education and pedagogy and using technology in ways that enhance learning, then okay, I'll take that, I guess. But I do think, Nathan, that women have a harder time in education of being, we can't just kind of be like, okay, that's how they see us, because you find out about this reputation that you may have, and it's totally used against you, which is unfortunate because that's, it's not cool. It's not fun to be a part of that.
No. But it is. It's so present. Yeah. Even though education is so female dominant.
Yeah, that's
all
the
of
other
those
thing.
Things are still here.
Like when I was in the credential program, there was like a statistic, and it was something like 70+%. It was over 70% of educators at the time when the study was done. So maybe 10 years ago. But at the time, it was like 70% of all educators in America were white women. Yeah. So then you would think, right, that it would be more inviting and more feminist and more progressive.
And then the other thing that happens is women will read a job description, for example, like on EdJoin or whatever, and they might not possess all of the qualities on there. And they don't want to go for it if they don't think they're going to get it. Whereas my like male mentor type friends are like, no, go apply for it. Like, no, you don't have half those things on there, but you still go apply for it. And I'm like, what? Why would I apply for something I didn't think I would be able to get? Is kind of, and I know I'm just speaking as one woman, but I think that a lot of women would probably agree with me on this. But then there's the other side where people are like, no, just like you go for it. I'm like, all right. So, I took my male mentor friend's voice and went ahead and went for something. And I didn't get that something, but that's okay. I at least gave it a try. And I could see
Right.
where, what I could brush up on and become better on in interviewing and such. So you just do that reflective practice afterwards, which is important, which again is something that Ted and Beard and all the Diamond Dogs do about various things in life. So to bring it back to our show, but
Right.
and I think it is part of that full circle of then reflecting on the event or the activity that took place so that you can learn from that. And I think that's an important, very much part of what we're talking about in that whole role of our lives as educators and our lives as being a good human being.
Yeah.
Right. And so Ted is kind of navigating these situations, I think, like almost that way that you're describing, that he's allowed so much latitude in how he behaves as a mentor and relates to people too. So he's just like, I'm going to lead with the positive the whole time. And I'm going to set aside these other things that, like judgment, to bring it back around to that quote, like being judgmental, like be curious instead. So I feel like that's something that you don't get the benefit of a lot of times in education. Maybe.
And I was just thinking too, like something that you mentioned, Kim, that, like maybe you're not wholly qualified, right, for something. But I heard a quote and it was about imposter syndrome. Right. Which I think a lot of teachers, a lot of creatives go through. And I think a lot of teachers fall into the category of creatives and empathy people. But it was like, why do you listen to the voice that is negative saying that you're not good enough instead of the bulk of everything that got you there? And I was thinking with, back to Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
Knows nothing about soccer.
Yeah.
Right.
At all. Or British culture.
Because
or geography.
Beard is like his liaison, kind of, right?
Who's always reading.
Yeah.
Always.
And then Ted is just there to be the coach. And I don't remember, maybe you can explain to me, like, how was this even an option for him to do this? Because I know that he was like American football coach, right?
Yeah.
And then something happens with his career and then he takes this other job. And I know he's like separated from his family too to take this job.
This is what I was thinking about with what Kim said.
In terms of connecting to what you're saying.
I love your like soft lob because he's not qualified if you look on paper.
Right.
But what it means to be a mentor, what it means to be a coach, he's exquisitely qualified in, right? Just not the subject matter of that. But he gets his people. He gets his Diamond Dogs. He's got Beard. He hires, Roy Kent. He gets Nate the Great. He gets all these people
I love Nate.
around him so that he can flourish. And boy, Rebecca calls it, right? Because all the media is just ripping him a new one, just tearing him to shreds.
Yeah. What's the dude with like the long hair that's very
Trent Krim, the Independent.
Yes.
Trent, the Independent.
Right? And I love that Rebecca kind of puts the kibosh on it and she's like, wow, my countrymen forgot demeanor. They forgot how to be kind. She goes, interesting enough, Ted has something that nobody else has in that room, a trophy. Because he was a very successful American football coach.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And did she like scout him specifically?
I don't know.
Do you remember?
I think, she scouted him specifically.
Yeah.
Knowing that he would fail.
Right.
Little did she know.
Right. Because he does come off as kind of a simpleton at first.
Absolutely.
You're just like, oh yeah, you just...
Oh, sweet
just
summer child. That's what we like to say.
Yeah. Oh, sweet summer
child.
He just seems, he has that kind of demeanor where he just seems like overly positive. And I think that people read other people being overly positive as almost like a sign of ignorance sometimes.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh, how could you be so positive and like focusing on the positive? And how could you be so empathetic? You must have had a very charmed life.
It kind of reminds me of Avatar, The Last Airbender.
All right.
The Boomy principle,
Time
right?
it.
To
Sorry.
go there. I don't know. Are you an Avatar?
We're
No.
gonna lose Kim though.
No, we're not
We'll
going to
do
lose her
this
because
on
I'm
a
not going to
different
dwell
one.
on
I
it.
didn't listen
but-
to your last episode because I
Naruto.
will, yeah, but I
Yeah.
used to like kind of make fun of the cartoons when my boys would
Totally.
watch those. 'Cause
Yeah.
Totally.
don't
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
So-
it's hard to get into, and I also the trick for me was actually watching it in Japanese.
Oh,
And
interesting. That like,
reading the
engaged
subtitles.
something.
okay.
Yeah, because it was like there's something with the like dubs that's weird sometimes. Not to get too into that, but they're
Yeah.
just like they try to do the Japanese inflection, but they're not speaking Japanese, so it just sounds really
Okay.
weird.
Yeah. But this made me think, when you said like somebody who maintains positivity is seen as ignorant.
Yeah.
So something I noticed this last time I was watching it through, when somebody says something really hurtful to Ted, it's
Right.
usually Roy Kent, right? He just says, all right. It's almost,
right.
there's almost
He does-
no
he has that
expression. It's
thing.
like, I am choosing
All right.
non-engagement, which is the Boomy principle for my Avatar,
Okay.
Earth Kingdom people, right? Like
okay.
inaction is a strategy sometimes. And so back to also nurtured heart approach. If we've got people listening that are trained in the nurtured heart approach, right? It's that when negativity rises, you don't engage with it. You don't give the payout of the negativity.
Right.
I'm bad at
That
that.
pause.
I'm very bad. Ted Lasso says like there's two buttons we don't push, the panic or the snooze button, right? And I think I go to that panic spot quickly because I'm like the fixer. I want to make it right. I want to fix this up so that the problem dissipates quickly. And I think that's being, the older child, in the family, like there's all sorts of
Are you the
reasons why-
eldest?
I am.
Oh,
Of two.
yeah.
I mean, it's just my sister and myself.
You gotta set the
Look,
example.
oldest, middle, baby.
Oh, interesting. When you poll a group of teachers, you will find many of them are often the firstborn. And I think that, especially for girls, that firstborn girl syndrome of being the caretaker, the bossy one, could describe some of us that are firstborn girls. But I know that I go to that place of panic of wanting to fix and react rather than like pause. And that's something I've really been working on like the past 5 years has been like, okay, we're going to pause and then we're going to like kind of, then we're going to devise a plan to get there. So that's definitely been an area of growth that I've taken and, not getting to that. I'm going to have a 5-point plan to solve this ready in 15 minutes. Cause like,
Here's my PowerPoint.
yeah.
Done. Problem solved.
Yeah.
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 Well, and Kim, that makes me think like one of the points that I drummed up before today was patience and persistence, and they sometimes sound like they're diametrically opposed, right? Patience is to just wait, but persistence is very active,
Right.
And I think we see this, right? Like Kim was like, I want to hit the panic button, bing, like we'll go, but throughout the whole season, there's a very slow arc to some of these characters, right? It takes the entirety of all 3 seasons to see like Nate, how many people hated Nate at the end of the 2nd season.
Right.
But
Okay.
Ted didn't.
Because I know, things
He was
would get weird.
persistent in his positivity. He saw that potential. He believed that Nate was good,
Yeah.
even though he was doing awful things. And that he was patient. And then, Rebecca is so patient with people. And like Roy ends up becoming Jamie's mentor. Like that arc takes forever and patience and
Because they're just enemies that whole
absolute arch enemies.
first like time. Because he's like, oh, it's the younger guy who's come in and kick me out of my spot on my team.
Yeah.
And took all the glory, right?
Yep.
So
exactly.
he's like rivals and has so much tension.
Where Jamie's like, who's this old fart? Or geezer. He calls him a geezer often.
Yeah.
Get out of here, old man. Let the young men come in.
Right.
So much. There's so much that we
much
could
there.
talk about and continue.
I love that they get to become mentors to
It's
like
really
a
beautiful.
mentorship model there too.
Yeah.
That's really awesome when that happens.
Have you seen in social media? I don't know if you've seen, Kim, that they so it's I don't remember their names. The people who play Roy Kent and Jamie Tart, they play with each other. Have
Oh
you seen
yeah,
this?
that's hilarious.
They totally like play around with each other. Like when,
Oh, really?
when one, they have like a mock bromance going. And so like when one of them's being interviewed, the other will like come up and kiss him on the cheek.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I
so
love
funny.
it.
So I have a question for you guys.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
it.
What's a lesson or something that you got from Ted Lasso that you're going to take back to your classroom in the fall?
Oh, can I start?
Please.
We won't move the camera, but literally right here, I have a big black cabinet with like this big, like 3 feet across, be a goldfish.
Be a goldfish.
It's a picture of a goldfish, and it says, "Be a goldfish, the happiest animal on earth."
That is the hardest thing for me.
Right?
Yeah.
When something goes wrong, just take a breath, because it's gonna pass, and don't dwell on it. Yeah, I'm trying to implement that into my practice a lot.
Yeah.
How about you?
Goldfish. I mean, being a goldfish minimizes anxiety for one, because then you're
And I
not
guess we
worried
should
about
clarify
what's
it's
gonna
because of like the 3-second memory,
Yeah.
happen. Right.
right? Don't
Right.
dwell. They just
And when does Ted say that?
He says it to his
in what
son, I
context?
think. Isn't he saying it to his son? Like him?
That's at the very end.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's a major spoiler that I stumbled into. Sorry.
He says it to Sam Obasanya in the
Okay.
beginning,
Right.
because Sam can't. He's just so out of sorts. He feels so far away from his country. He's far
Right.
away from
That's
his
a- that's a-
culture and his
that's a
country
struggle.
people, and he keeps missing shots. And Jamie is just an absolute relentless jerk to him.
Right.
You know, and he comes over super frustrated. I think it's the only time he swears. Sam swears, which he then comes back and apologizes for. I think it's super cute. And that's when he was like, Sam, he's like, you got to be a goldfish. 3-second memory. Let it go.
Right. Right. Because he's always trying to look towards what's positive and what's light in people.
What's next? It's not about winning. It's about growth. Well, doesn't he say that, Kim? He says something like, I'm not about wins or losses. I'm about helping each one of those
Right.
players become the person that they can, or something to that effect. The best person, the best version of themselves.
And that's kind of like where my goal for next year, because I'll be a computer literacy coach for a school site, and I'll be
that's your
working
whole
with the
new
teachers.
gorgeous
It's
school
amazing.
site.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There are dolphins in view from your school
There can
site.
be. I will be sure to let you know when they are there. But I want to really establish good relationships with the teachers and then also with the students. It's a student body of less than 500 kids. And so I'm going to be able to get to know those and like be able to see the whole K-5 continuum of these kids, and hopefully be there for a few years to see the growth over time. And I think being able to be another person for students, like to have another go-to person, is always a great role to have. And also then hopefully help teachers see their potential on what they can do. Obviously my goal is computer literacy and technology integration, but like it could be so much more than that, because it's like these big, like, you know, kind of like how Ted does. He's coaching the game of soccer or football, English football, but there's the life lessons are there. So I'm hoping to have that good of an impact there.
There's no way you won't.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think so.
There's no
Knowing
possible
you-
way that you won't.
Yeah.
Now,
You're an incredible educator, Kim.
thank you. Now my other one is from, and this, I have mine, so I will share it first to give you guys
Okay.
a second to think about it. And I don't know if Nathan can play this game, but like a quote that I almost fell out of my chair laughing. I have to read it from the screen so I get it right. And it's Ted, and it says, "Boy, I love meeting people's moms. It's like reading an instruction manual as to why they're nuts." And now I look at that from being a daughter, and I look at that from being a mom, because I'm like, excuse me?
You're like, I'm not nuts.
No way.
No way.
So that is one of mine. Like, I think we even had to pause because I was literally laughing so hard that we couldn't go on with the show until I had to calm down from that laughter. So,
Oh my god,
I love that.
that is awesome.
but it is true. I will admit
gosh.
that it is true.
It's I always say like apple meat
Yes.
tree. You know,
The apple tree syndrome. Yes.
Apple meat tree.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, I've got one because I
another
actually
one?
repeat it to myself sometimes, like my weird internal monologue
Mm-hmm,
that's dark sometimes. It's just barbecue sauce,
barbecue sauce.
right?
That is a
barbecue
good one.
sauce,
That is
and
a good one.
it's such. So he's playing a game of darts.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he's just slaughtering people.
Yeah.
But he's faking it.
I love
Nobody
that
knows
scene.
that
I
he's
know this scene.
actually. This is where the "be curious, not judgmental" quote comes from, because he was
Oh,
like,
that's
"Oh,
the
if you
first
would have
time
been
she
curious, you would have said, Ted, have you played a lot of darts?" And I would have said, "Yes, I played every single Saturday with my dad until
Yeah.
he was 16 or something like that." You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But right before he was like, "How many points do I need? What's the exact thing that I need right now?" And they're like, "Oh, you need this," and he just clears his mind and says barbecue sauce, because that's his token of home and being placed and centered,
Grounded.
and that
Grounded.
barbecue. I mean, who doesn't love barbecue? But that's not me. But for some reason, that word works for me, where I think about that whole principle and I'm like, barbecue sauce.
Just barbecue sauce, man.
I say it inside my head.
Really?
Yeah, I totally do. I absolutely
Whoa.
say barbecue sauce.
That
I've
goes-
said it out loud too. Julie thinks it's funny.
That goes deep. That goes
Barbecue
deep.
sauce.
Barbecue sauce, man.
Yeah. Easter egg.
Yes,
There's
for
a
sure.
beautiful reference.
Does it come around?
There's
It
a
does come around.
Beautiful coming back around.
Okay.
It's trippy
Okay.
when it comes back around.
Where do I got to get? Do I got to get
Literally
to season
the
3?
last episode.
Literally.
Well, not
Great.
Maybe
I gotta
not the
go
last
home and,
episode.
Yeah.
watch all of these.
Yeah.
And Naruto's getting really good now too.
I know.
How am I gonna add another show?
I'm sorry, I
Too
can't
busy.
even say it properly.
Growth mindset.
Because my boys, were Lego nuts, and so I'm like, "Are you gonna get some of those Naruto Legos?" They're like, "Mom."
That's awesome. Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto.
So
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
How about you? Maybe if it's not a quote, what's something that you remember as striking or from our conversation?
Well, I think for me, it's almost kind of just the whole basic premise of the character of Ted. The character of Ted is under the assumption he operates in the world under the assumption that people are inherently good. And I think that is so powerful and so contrary. It goes so against everything that's kind of like popular in our culture. Like, it's very popular to write people off. It's very popular to demonize people right now. It's very popular to say, us and them, all these kinds of us and them dynamics. And that's just leads to more conflict. It leads to no understanding. There's no dialogue happening. And that's like a lesson that I want to carry with me. And I really want to move forward in my teaching practice that way.
Yeah.
And impart that lesson. If I can impart that lesson to my students, then I've won in my book.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's what I want for you, is I want you to understand, or at least believe, that people are inherently good. At least try to go into interactions with that basic assumption.
I wish there were
because-
a way to be able to use like scenes from the show and whatnot with students. Now, you guys teach in high school, so you could get away with a lot more than I could in elementary. But I keep seeing people making like Ted Lasso inspired posters to put in their classroom or whatever. And elementary, I don't think we can do that, because I don't want some kid going home and saying, "Mom, Dad, teacher's talking about Ted Lasso. We should watch it."
My teacher said I should watch this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can't,
Right. 'cause it's
at
not
least for
It is
necessarily
TVMA.
age-appropriate.
yeah. But there, it's like I'd almost want to like make it kid friendly of just
Yeah.
some lessons that you can learn and stuff like that. But
Well, I know Jason is still listening. So, hey, Jason, if
Yeah.
it's cool, maybe just shoot me an edit, some clean stuff.
Yeah. Just a clean edit of
Brett?
of the show. That would be great. Yeah. Yeah.
One of these days. Growth mindset.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure. And just to kind of like tie in one thing, there's one moment in the show that always really, really struck out at me. It like hit me really hard, which was like Ted's conflict with Nate. Ted's conflict with Nate to me is like the most beautiful conflict resolution I think I've ever seen. And that can be a very, very profound interaction to have with a student too.
Yes.
Going back to being an authentic teacher, and sometimes, you say the thing that might be taken the wrong way, and then you have to circle back around and understand like, oh, why, why is this conflict happening between us? Why is this happening? And just approaching that with curiosity, because I think that is incredibly difficult to do, especially with kids, because that's not your responsibility as a teacher at all. You can totally just write off any kind of conflict you're going to have with a student. But to actually be like, no, I want to slow down. I need to be curious about this. Why are you so upset with me?
Yeah.
Like, why is this conflict happening?
Yeah.
And to really get to the bottom of it. So,
well, and back to what you said about like, just because we have an intention doesn't mean it's going to land that way.
Yeah.
I said like Ted didn't hurt Nate intentionally at all. Yeah, but Nate perceived it as so hurtful.
Did not land right.
I love it.
Yeah. It's a lot of good lessons in
so many good lessons. So many good lessons. Kim, I love hanging out with you anytime we can hang out.
Thanks for joining us.
So fun.
It was kind of just like not planned. Me and Jake were just gonna bro down on Ted Lasso, and then Kim was like, "Yo, let's jump on there." And so this is really cool.
Thanks for having me. It's always a joy to see you guys, even from afar. And happy to hopefully be in your presence soon. You too, Nathan. I know I'll see Jake a couple times this summer.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
you
teaching
guys are doing
EduProtocols,
cool
and you
stuff.
haven't mentioned it, but I want to bring up that not only are you an incredible mentor. Okay, I'm just going to gush on you. This is your nurtured heart moment. We're going to call this the fire hose. That's the principle.
Okay.
Yeah, sit through this.
So, Kim Voge, you are an incredible mentor. You are a great friend. You are beautiful inside and out. You're also salty. And that, to me, is a form of beauty, right? Because we lack flavor if we don't have salt.
Yes.
And you've got just the right amount. I love spending time with you. And also, you are a great author.
Thank
the
you.
things that you create, right? We have a lot of people in the EduProtocols community on Facebook that listen to the podcast,
Very
and they all
creative.
attest. They're like, oh my gosh, like Kim gives and gives and gives and gives. And the material that you create and give is incredible. And your book, Deploying EduProtocols, I think is absolutely hand-in-hand necessity for mentors in this field, right? Not only do I have a strong belief in the power of the EduProtocols. They saved my career. I love what I do. I leave my bag at school almost every day now. I don't grade at home as a high school English teacher. Like that's insane.
That's
right.
insane.
That's a lot. And caveat, my kids do very well. Right? It's not just that I'm like slacking off, but for people that are looking to grow, they're looking to alleviate some of the pain of their career, your book is incredible. So Deploying EduProtocols.
Absolutely.
And it's
Must
orange, which is, I jokingly say it's the godly color. It's the most incredible color on the planet.
The orange was the good way to go for the cover of the book. Thank you. I had a lot of fun writing it, and just to share like my experiences, because I too changed my teaching completely when I started using them as an instructional coach, and then in the classroom in the fall of 2019. And it's so funny. I just got a note from one of my students who is promoted out of 8th grade. And she said, hey, Mrs. Voge, I saw Bukakucha and Iron Chef or Cyber Sandwich
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah.
It's nice to see that they're still being used. And I thought that was so cute
So
that
sweet.
she remembers that from our time. She's actually one of my students who participated in writing of the book. I have some student vignettes in there.
Yes, I love that.
So, they made their impression for our kids. So thank you. I'm super excited for where we're going to go. The Facebook group is almost up to 10,000 members.
Yeah, we're close.
Which is just amazing. And
remind me, what is the actual official title?
the official title is EduProtocols Community.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
It changed.
Yes.
I love being on there.
Because it didn't start that way. It started as one of my friends wanting to know what I was doing when I was back in the classroom in the fall of 2019. So I had started it as Empowered Adventure because that was the name of my own little personal website, never knowing this was going to, this was literally a Facebook group that I made that had 10 people in it. And then now we're at 10,000, almost 10,000. So it's been incredible.
It's the most positive community on the internet.
I love that people have taken that slogan, right? Most positive place on the interweb.
It's so true, though.
And then Kim does these posts, like welcome posts, where to
I
list
love
everybody, and then they get tagged, and everyone dives in, and they're like, "Welcome!"
Yeah.
They're like, "When you need help, I'm here." Like everyone is so supportive.
I recently got promoted to content expert.
Oh, content expert.
Some of the leadership from quizzes contacted me via Twitter saying, "We've heard that you have the most positive Facebook group on Facebook." And I was blown away. I'm like, okay. So now EduProtocols and quizzes are kind of partnered up for little projects here and there. So
yeah, they have been.
Yeah, people know about our group. It's pretty fun. It's always very humbling when people tell, "Oh, I know your group. I've heard of that group." I'm like, "Oh my." So it's very cool.
Well,
so
Kim, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you for having me.
Love spending time with you.
Yeah.
And I will see you in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you.